Texas Roadhouse is famous for its hand-cut steaks, legendary margaritas, and fun family-friendly atmosphere. But has it always been like that? Let's rewind back to 1993. This is what the very first Texas Roadhouse was really like. You might be surprised to learn that the first Texas Roadhouse wasn't located in Texas. Founder Kent Taylor opened the first location when he was almost 40 years old after managing multiple restaurants in the town of Clarksville, Indiana. Because of his experience working in the restaurant business for so many years, Taylor was passionate about one day starting his very own restaurant. He specifically wanted to create an atmosphere where his employees would be treated extremely well, and he did just that.
So I figured I better work for myself or I'm going to get fired several more times, I guess.
After a few failed restaurant ideas, his idea of a Texas-themed restaurant sparked the interest of some lucky investors. Thus, the journey began, and the first location was finally open in February 1993. Today, Texas Roadhouse is easily recognizable no matter which location you head to. When you're visiting a new city, you'll know one right away. But if you see the original location, you might not recognize it. These days, you can expect to see a large logo with a green state of Texas in between Texas and Roadhouse. The Texas icon also has a neon yellow cowboy hat perched at the top. The buildings are usually covered in light wood siding with a reddish brick on the columns or on the bottom half of the building. The original location, however, is fully covered in green siding with a light wood color trim. The logo has the state of Texas in between the words as well, except it's red and doesn't have the cowboy hat. The brick on this location is a gray color that doesn't quite match the vibe of the rest of the building. This original design is a bit disjointed, while the new design is friendly and cohesive. All Texas Roadhouses have similar interiors. Light wood paneling covers the walls, neon signs brighten up the space, and wooden booths scatter throughout. The walls are filled with everything from beer posters to cowboy artwork, sports memorabilia, and more. The only major difference from location to location now is that unique localized decor is strewn across the walls. This decor is used to honor the local community, and it's safe to assume that it's been happening for a long time. There are posters, murals, signs, and photos that cover the walls of each location. To reflect the locals, there are special pieces made. There's even a muralist, David Solo, who has been commissioned to make a special piece of art for every location that opens. Still to this day, when a new location opens, a unique mural is created to adorn the wall. Texas Roadhouse isn't the only chain out there that gives its diners free bread, but originally the steakhouse took it a step above and not only offered its iconic bread rolls, but also buckets of peanuts for free. Unfortunately, the chain has stopped actually serving the peanuts at the table due to allergy concerns. You can still ask for a bag of the peanuts to go, though, so technically they're still free. The reason that these two complimentary items were a part of the experience from day one was founder Kent Taylor. He wanted to establish a family-friendly atmosphere from the moment people were seated, so customers were immediately served bread rolls and a big bucket of peanuts. That was a smart way to avoid hangry kids, we'd say. Now the customers still get the bread rolls, and the peanuts are treated more like a goodie bag to take on your way out. Since 1993, Texas Roadhouse has stayed pretty consistent with its menu offerings. After all, the restaurant has always known what it was, a steakhouse with a Texas twist. Tanya Robinson, chief financial officer of the company, even said in a panel with The Motley Fool, "When you're someone in the back of the house cooking for us, you don't have to learn a new recipe every 6 weeks. We just don't do that, so you get really good at executing on that menu." At its core, the steakhouse has always offered hearty steaks with a range of portion sizes, including the famous 16-ounce cowboy cut. Its unique appetizers like the rattlesnake bites and cactus blossom have also remained menu staples throughout the years.
Our made-from-scratch sides are really heaping.
Since the original intent of the restaurant was to be a great place for the family to gather, Texas Roadhouse has always offered something for everyone on the menu. When taking both affordability and taste into account, the 6-ounce sirloin at Texas Roadhouse is always a great choice. Today, it costs around $14, and it was less than $10 in the early 2000s. Considering the steaks at Texas Roadhouse are hand-cut and never frozen, the quality is very high for such a great price. According to Tanya Robinson, in 1993, the #1 steak was the 6-ounce sirloin. In 2016, the #1 selling item is the 6-ounce sirloin.
So tender, chewing is optional.
Even recent online reviews say that the sirloin is still the best. One customer reviewing a New Jersey location said, "I had the 6-ounce sirloin. Wow, tender, cooked perfectly." A Texas-sized combo is the perfect choice for when you can't quite decide between wanting a steak or seafood, ribs or chicken, or a mixture of both. The combo comes with 2 types of meat and a choice of 2 sides. Texas Roadhouse offers 10 different combo options, so you're sure to find something that'll satisfy a grumbling stomach. Looking at a menu from the early 2000s, there were different offerings for meat pairings. The cheapest one back then, at $12.99, was pulled pork with barbecue chicken. Now the cheapest option is the chicken critters and ribs, sold for around $18. Comparatively, there hasn't been too much of a price jump with menu items from the early 2000s to now. We can also assume that things were probably a bit cheaper in 1993, but if we look at the overall trend of price changes, we can guess they haven't made too much of a drastic jump. Andy the Armadillo has been Texas Roadhouse's mascot since day one. Kent Taylor wanted something that represented both of his ideals for the restaurant: family fun and Texas. Since armadillos are found in the southeastern part of the U.S., most notably in Texas, Andy the Armadillo just made sense. Taylor turned your basic everyday armadillo into a friendly cowboy hat-wearing character. Andy doesn't just serve as an image for the restaurant. He also is known to make connections in communities across the country. He can be seen pitching for sports teams, attending charity events, and even reading to children at school. He has been active since the start in 1993 and continues his community work today. Willie Nelson is a Texas native. He's been writing songs since the 60s and has captured the hearts of many people not only in his home state but around the world. What you might not know is that Nelson is a big fan of Texas Roadhouse. He met Taylor at a music benefit and they bonded immediately. The two built a friendship based on their shared love of country music, Texas, poker, and food. Taylor had always had a deep love of music and was known to handpick the tunes that played in his restaurant. Creating a friendship with someone like Nelson must have meant the world to him. Nelson always heavily promoted the chain and even became a partner in the early 2000s. Eventually, Taylor created a corner in every Texas Roadhouse location called Willie's Corner to honor him. This corner is somewhat of a shrine, strewn with records, some shirts, and always a photo of Nelson himself. There is even a neon sign above the booth flashing Willie's Corner up above. So who knows, you might run into Willie Nelson the next time you visit a Texas Roadhouse.
If it doesn't say Texas, it's not Texas Roadhouse.
Staying true to the goal of creating a restaurant that's great for families, Taylor made affordability, quality food, and fun his main focus. Unlike your average steakhouse, Texas Roadhouse offers more than just food. Most locations have line dancing with the servers every hour. It's a great way to enjoy some quick entertainment while eating your meal. You could even join in and blow off some steam. There's also a jukebox in most locations where people can choose the songs that they want to listen to. There is such a positive energy in Texas Roadhouse, and it's at least in part due to employee morale. People often remark that employees are friendly, attentive, and energetic. When the workers are happy, the customers are happy.
Good food, good price. You can't beat it.
If you were hoping to head to Texas Roadhouse for lunch during your work break, you better check your local location's hours. The chain is generally only open for lunch on weekends, except for its original location in Clarksville, Indiana. Perhaps due to the popularity of being the very first location, Clarksville has extended hours. Taylor was determined to make Texas Roadhouse a great environment for his employees. Because of these shorter operating hours, managers of the restaurants are able to have a much better work-life balance than they would working for other large chains. Many restaurant managers around the U.S. work 50 to 80 hours a week. But for Texas Roadhouse, the managers are working closer to the standard 40-hour work week. If you look up Texas Roadhouse legendary margaritas online, you'll find tons of copycat recipes and links to the branded drink mix being sold in stores. People simply cannot get enough of this margarita, which has been a fixture on the menu since 1993. You're probably wondering what makes this margarita mix different from others. Why is it legendary? The secret is in a few key ingredients: orange oil, blue agave, and 19% Persian lime juice. These components together make the margarita such a coveted menu item at Texas Roadhouse. You don't have to settle for just having a classic margarita when going to Texas Roadhouse. You can choose between having the margaritas served frozen or on the rocks, and the flavors include original, strawberry, raspberry, watermelon, and sangria. Some online reviewers even say that Texas Roadhouse has the best margarita they've ever had. So if you're craving a solid margarita and aren't sure where to go, perhaps a Texas Roadhouse won't be a bad choice. One of Taylor's visions for his restaurant was to provide consistently fresh and tasty food. Maintaining a single location with this standard isn't really an issue, as most standalone restaurants make all their food from scratch. But once that one location turns into a chain, the food needs to remain consistent across all locations. This is why a lot of chain restaurants get pre-made food shipped in from big warehouses. But not Texas Roadhouse. Its steaks are all hand-cut and never frozen. It even has an in-house butcher who cuts all the steaks while working in 34-degree coolers. The famous bread rolls are baked fresh every 5 minutes to ensure soft, warm bread to munch on while waiting for your entrees. Every single item that you order off the menu will be fresh, from the dressings on your salads to the mashed potatoes that accompany your steak. From 1993 to now, Texas Roadhouse has maintained this high standard of food quality. It even talks about its freshly made food through its funny TikTok presence, making sure that nobody forgets this important fact about its restaurants.
Wow, first try, every time. Thumb sucking good.